If you are not yet a member of the Patreon, link is in the description. Please consider becoming a member, as you will have access to many videos you cannot find here on YouTube. All right, this is crazy. So the president of France is a man by the name of Emmanuel Macron. Emmanuel Macron is married to a woman by the name of Brigitte Macron, and they met when Emmanuel was just 14 years old, and she was his 40-year-old teacher. The story goes they met when he was 14, they fell in love, and they've been together ever since. Except the truth is that Emmanuel Macron is actually not married to a woman named Brigitte Macron. He's actually married to a man pretending to be a woman, and his real name is not Brigitte, but it's actually Jean-Michel. And they are owned by the CIA, and they are part of this conspiratorial group of elite people with sinister plans to take the world in a particular direction. Well, these are all claims that Candace Owens has been making about the Macron family easily for the last year and a half, not to mention that there were journalists and researchers in France that have also been making this claim for years now, well before Candace Owens even talked about it. Well, Candace Owens also just recently revealed, since she was given permission by the Trump administration to now freely talk about it, that back in February, she received a call from President Trump. Yes, the President of the United States called, which I didn't find that to be super surprising, because Candace Owens has many pictures with Trump. She's friends with many people that's close to Trump. She knows the Trump family. But the shocking part is that back in February, she received a call from President Trump, who said that he needed a favor from her. The favor he needed from her is that he needed her to chill talking about the Macron family. And this completely floored Candace, that this is the president of the United States. You're having meetings with world leaders, and there's much more important things in the world to be concerned about than what a random podcaster is talking about on her podcast show at her house. But he said, President Trump said, that this is something that Emmanuel Macron personally asked if he could ask Candace Owens to stop talking about this, as they were negotiating the Russia-Ukraine war. So literally they were holding up the Russia-Ukraine negotiations until President Trump could convince Candace Owens to stop talking about the Macron family. That's not suspicious at all. Well, it's gotten worse, way worse, because it's recently come out that Candace Owens has now been sued by the Macron family, even though they live in France. The lawsuit is based out of Delaware, which, by the way, the state of Delaware is the same state where a lot of people don't know this. The age of consent, the legal age of consent in Delaware used to be the age of 7. So the irony there, but they somehow chose to pick Delaware because apparently that's where Candace Owens' LLC is. Well, the craziest part about everything I just told you is not even the lawsuit in itself, because there's a lot there, but that's not even the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is I want to talk about the state of where our world is today. We are waking up. People are waking up, throwing around the term conspiracy theorists and accusing people of being loonies and buying into things that they can't quote unquote prove. It's not working anymore, bro. People are waking up. People are noticing the weird things that's happening in our world, and they're no longer asking questions, but people are doing research to try to figure out how to explain some of these things that we're noticing in the world. Well, one of the craziest things that I've noticed is that since this lawsuit has been made public all of maybe 2 days now, you got a lot of people who still think that the political fight in this country, or even this world, is the left versus the right. They still think it's Republican versus Democrat, when I keep telling people it's us versus them, but they're going to learn that the hard way. The people who are more left-leaning, that don't like Candace Owens because she's a far-right conservative, have been celebrating that Candace Owens is being sued. But the funny thing about this is that Candace Owens is literally celebrating with them. Like, Candace Owens, if you watch her content, she's been telling people for like the last year that her and her attorney, her team of attorneys, have been pre-gaming for just this moment. She knows the risk that she's taken by talking about these things. But one of the most mind-blowing things you'll witness from these quote-unquote left-leaning people who are celebrating that Candace Owens is being sued is that it's clear that they've never watched Candace Owens' Becoming Brigitte series, which, if you haven't seen that series, you should really go and check it out. They've done incredible research, bro. And the implications that are made, because it's not just about a person pretending to be a woman. It's not even just about a family who's engaging in incest. It's about age-old practices and ritualistic behaviors that these families are involved in, and the implications of what that means for the rest of the world, or who is running our governments. Well, some of the craziest thing is, when you go on places like Twitter and YouTube, you see people celebrating this, and Candace Owens is celebrating with them like, y'all, I knew this was going to happen, but y'all don't understand. They're not suing me because I'm lying on them. They're suing me to try to bankrupt me, to shut me up. And she's proven this in other series that she's talked about, like Michael Jackson. This is something that was done to Michael Jackson as well. And if you haven't checked out my Michael Jackson series, video, you should really check that out. But the Macron family, this is not their first lawsuit. They also sent out a lawsuit to a journalist or somebody in France, and they lost. The Macron family lost. But the craziest part about that lawsuit isn't even the lawsuit in itself. It's the fact that the lawsuit wasn't about the fact that this journalist was accusing Brigitte of being a man or born a male. It was the fact they were trying to get them on a technicality. They were suing this journalist because they said that, if I'm remembering correctly, they were saying that Brigitte was born a man instead of saying that she was born a male. Do you understand how crazy that is? They were trying to get her on a technicality, trying to get this journalist on a technicality. Well, watching people celebrating, saying that Candace is cooked, they clearly have not watched this woman's series. They clearly don't care about what's truth. They don't care about evidence. But the craziest part is they're ignoring the fact that a 40-year-old person, whether it was a male or a female, met their student who was 14 years old, even if that's the age of consent there. Are you not concerned about that? Why don't you talk about that? Why are you ignoring that part? This is my problem with people. And every so often, you know how you can click on a video and you're listening to somebody in that video spew nothing but lies? Or you click on a post on Twitter or Instagram and the post is just full of lies. And I mean like easy debunkable lies. Like lies that you can literally go on Google and get immediately fact checked. You don't even need deep research to figure out that they're lying. Ask ChatGPT, is such and such true? And you can clearly find out that they're lying. Like the YouTuber. If you haven't checked out that video, you should really go and check out that video. I exposed a YouTuber a couple of videos ago because this guy's been lying about, this person has built a YouTube channel with thousands of videos bashing, literally thousands, bro. That's a lot of videos. Most of them, he's bashing so-called black people, specifically hood culture of the black community, which I 100% support him making fun of that and calling that out. I 100% support it. But the irony is that people like him will do that, but in the same breath on the same YouTube channel, say that anybody who criticizes the Israeli government are Jew haters and anti-Semitic. Watching videos like that, where he's just spewing lies the entire video, you go to the comment section, and that's really where your brain starts doing tricks on you, and you're glitching and you're twitching. You go to the comment section, and you got a bunch of people agreeing with him. Let's understand the implications here. You've built a platform mostly bashing hood culture of the black community. People praise you for it. Those same people that are praising you for that are also praising you for saying, but if you criticize the Israeli government or the state of Israel, you're a Jew hater. What does that tell you as a so-called black American about your audience? But I digress. Dr. Todd Grande disappointed me. This is a YouTube channel that I've been watching for years. Very professional. This is a guy who typically analyzes and breaks down mass shootings and killings. And, you know, if somebody was unalived, he normally covers the case from a psychoanalytical perspective. So in other words, from the viewpoint of a psychologist or a psychiatrist. It's incredible content. Well, he just recently came out on YouTube and titled a video called "Far-Right Nonsense Broker Faces Defamation Suit from First Lady of France, Candace Owens Analysis." I read the title of this video and I thought to myself, I mean, this is an extremely smart guy. I'm like, this title gotta be misleading. And then I clicked on the video and I was like, no freaking way, dude. This man was calling this woman a far-right conspiracy theorist, broker, and delusional, and she's making things up, and she's fabricating stories. She's been giving this evidence, flat out lies. I mean, it disappointed me for so many reasons. I was like, bro, have you watched her series? Clearly you haven't. Brother, simple research. I believe his name is Xavier Prasad, the person that she got her information from, who's been doing this research for years. Simple basic research will reveal to you that there's credible research that can lead you to believe that this is true about this person. That's not what he did. This is supposed to be a psychiatrist who analyzes things. Not to mention, the Macron's attorney literally went on CNN and did an embarrassing interview where they were just pulling at the heartstrings of people. And this dude, I believe his name is Jake Tapper, literally asked him, hey, what evidence have you all presented to Candace Owens to prove that that she's lying? The attorney had no answer. Take a listen.
After we put facts and information in front of her, black and white, multiple times.
What? Like the first lady's birth certificate? Like what kind of facts?
Yeah, we have laid out extensive evidence in our complaint demonstrating that she was born a woman, she's always been a woman, and the allegations of CIA control conspiracy and the incest and all the other things are demonstrably false. Putting aside the fact that they are all inherently implausible, what you said at the outset is obviously really important. In our system, if you're making an inherently implausible allegation, the standard is higher. You have to come forward with better evidence if you're going to say it. She has none of it. All she's done is mocked them and ridiculed them and repeated it.
That's embarrassing. That's freaking embarrassing. All of this can be debunked by a simple cheek swab. What are your chromosomes? All of this can be debunked and put to rest by simply providing photos of you as a young parent with your children. But you can't do that if you were a man. You can't do that if those pictures don't exist. Why don't you just simply get a DNA test? Because clearly Candace Owens and the researchers before her are absolutely spot on. Brigitte Macron is a man. This person was born a male. But I went to the comment section of Dr. Grande's video and I said, thank goodness, bro. There is faith that I can have in this world. Everybody isn't going crazy and their brain isn't rotting from the lack of critical thinking skills and simply doing their own research. So let's see here. I went to the comment section and of course there's mine right there at the top. I said, Dr. Todd, I really love your content, but I'm going to be very honest here. I'm extremely disappointed in this video. Number one, Candace Owens has released a series called Becoming Brigitte that has multiple different parts of the series available on YouTube where she 100% provides incredible amounts of evidence supporting her claims. You stated in your video that Candace has been provided multiple amounts of evidence proving that Brigitte is in fact a female. This is a flat out lie. The Macron's attorney was asked on CNN what evidence they provided, and the attorney embarrassingly enough failed to name any. But probably the most disappointing part of this entire video is that you completely ignored the fact that whether Brigitte is a man or a woman, while 40 years old, this person met Emmanuel Macron when he was 14 and groomed him, and that is public information. Yet you don't even focus on the child abuse portion of this entire story. Instead, you resorted to calling Candace Owens a conspiracy theorist, despite the incredible amount of research her and her team has conducted on the story. Brigitte, by the way, is a man. You make me look at a lot of your other content a bit differently when you make videos like this. Candace isn't the first to question Brigitte's biology. Exactly. I think the fact that Candace is risking her reputation on this speaks volumes. Exactly. I'm more concerned about the affair of a teacher with a 14-year-old child. Exactly. He didn't say anything about that in the video. This is a psychiatrist, y'all. The real issue here is the teacher grooming a student. French here, Candace didn't damage anything. Macron's reputation was already in ashes well before all of this started. Boy, once I hear the words far right, I know I'm dealing with wokeism. Exactly. Because I'm assuming this person is referring to Dr. Grande. I'm sure he's probably a far leftist. It's just very disappointing. Why do people keep avoiding the fact that the French lady is a child that married her student victim? This comment section gives me so much hope. Todd, you've obviously never watched Candace. Exactly. You missed the mark on this one, Doc. Exactly. Years ago, former YouTuber Mr. E brought forth substantial evidence Brigitte is a man, but the channel was attacked and permanently suspended. Wow. Dr. Grande glazing over the pedo aspect of this story is truly saddening and very telling. Exactly. I remember when you did this with that Olympic boxer. I also noticed that when you were proven wrong about that, you never retracted it. You're wrong here too. Funny how 90% of the ridiculous conspiracy theories have been 100% true. Exactly. That's why in my bio, if you go to my YouTube bio right now, you'll see I literally say I identify as a conspiracy theorist. My pronouns are I told you so. Because most times, like, stop calling us crazy, bro. We're not crazy. We're clearly fine. We're talking fine. We're thinking fine. We're moving fine. Stop calling us crazy, bro. We're not. Reading these comments, it doesn't look like people are buying what you're selling, dog. Bingo. 400 likes. That's what I'm talking about. I was in France last month. 3 of the Uber taxi drivers that moved us around told us during small talk that Brigitte Macron was a man. We were like, what? You circled the wrong child in their first family photo. The amazing double standard here. If a male teacher of 40 years old had an open relationship with his 15-year-old female student, I think a bit more might be made of it. Exactly. Base comment section. Facts. Normalizing their age difference by simply saying it was legal was exceedingly creepy, Doc. Exactly. I'm shocked by this guy's video. I really respected his channel before this. Candace will not lose this case. She's telling French journalist Xavier Persard, yeah, that's his name, story, who had to flee France with his family. She has a right to do so without it being defamation. We also have our amendments here, and she has the freedom of speech. Dr. Grande's bias in this episode is obvious even to his moderate fans. Exactly. This isn't even the typical stuff he would cover on his channel, which is why it makes it even that much more shocking. Candace isn't far right as your headline says. At best, she's center right. I would agree. Could it be more obvious that Dr. Grande didn't watch Becoming Brigitte? Today I learned much more about Grande than his subject. Wow. I am so proud of this comment section, bro. I'm so proud. I just wanted to bring this to y'all's attention. Have y'all heard about this story? What do you think are the implications here? Hop in the comment section. Let your boy know. This video, y'all should go and watch this video. I'll include the video, the link to this video. I'm so shocked because he normally covers these cases. He's normally completely unbiased. He just gives you the facts and leave you to feel how you want. That's not what he did in this video. And this isn't even what he typically covers. Insane some of the people in the way they think in this world, bro. Hop in the comment section, give me your thoughts, hit the like button. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Demetrius. I go by Didi. That's all for this one. Till next time. Peace. Oh yeah, Didi got a podcast.